Check this out. Would you rock this? Hi there, Perfecto de Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, so this is not a sponsored video, but I wanted to show you guys something cool. At the recent NAMM 2024 show, I played at the Shabat Guitars booth and I played this beautiful instrument right here. And I want to tell you all about it. Shabat Guitars is not a stranger here on my channel. I have a bunch of Shabat guitars that I play personally, and I have featured them in my videos and demos in the past. And this style of headstock is somewhat of a signature for Shabat guitars. This is called the Snakehead headstock. However, this is the first time this headstock is used on their Lynx model, their S-style guitar. And as soon as I saw it, I immediately fell in love. So yeah. So in this video, I'm going to show you the specs of this particular guitar. I'm going to talk about why I like the Snakehead so much, and possibly one of the best reasons why you should consider a Shabat guitar in your collection. But first, here's a jam inspired by the Shabat Lynx, plugged into a Stoll Effects mullet drive and the Rev D25 Dynamis combo. Enjoy. Okay, here's a quick rundown of the specs. So we have an alder body, finished Olympic white, with some relic marks, tastefully added, I would say. And then that is paired with a maple neck, quarter sawn maple neck. And on the Snakehead headstock, we have a Graphtec Tusk string tee and vintage style tuners. Now this is a one-piece maple neck, so the neck and the fretboard are from the same wood. But instead of a skunk stripe, the inlaid wood for the truss rod channel is also made of maple. So at a distance, it is nicely camouflaged. The fretboard has a compound radius, 7 1/4 vintage style to 9.5 or 9.5. Then we have 21 jumbo frets, nickel, not stainless. And the truss rod is the spoke wheel adjustment type here at the butt. Now moving back to the body, we have a hard-tailed bridge, which I don't have on any of my S-style guitar. So that was one of the things I considered when I got this guitar. Then we get into a typical Super Strat layout. Humbucker, single, and single. These are all Lawler pickups. These are special S for the single coils, and a high wound Imperial humbucker for the bridge. Anodized gold pickguard, 5-way switch, and we have a volume, tone, and tone. I'll talk about this particular layout in a little bit because it's very interesting. Oh, and before I forget, the furthermost tone is a push-pull to split the bridge. Okay, now let's quickly run through some tones. I'm still plugged into the same setup. So the Stoll mullet drive will take care of the dirty tones, and then I have the Rev D25 Dynamis combo set to a fairly hot, clean sound. Okay, let's start with the neck pickup. Okay, position 4, neck and middle. Middle pickup. Okay, second position, middle and bridge. The bridge is still humbucking. Let's spread the bridge. Okay, bridge pickup split. Full humbucking. Okay, let's dirty it up. I'm gonna turn on the mullet drive on the red channel. Okay, so let's talk about the setup of these controls, which is a little different than your typical Strat controls. So usually we have a master volume tone assigned to the neck pickup, and then the furthermost tone is assigned to the middle pickup. And then a popular mod is to change the assignment of the furthermost tone to the bridge pickup to tame some of that bridge pickup single coil highs. Now for this particular Lynx, the setup is master volume, master tone for both single coils, and tone plus push-pull assigned to the bridge pickup. And I've never played a guitar like that before. And it actually kind of makes sense because now I have tone control over all the pickups in a Strat configuration. Yeah, so neck pickup, neck and middle, middle, and then, yeah, we'll get into this combination in a little bit. However, so now, a Strat tone that I recently started getting into is to put the switch in the second position, middle and bridge, and then roll off the tone knob of whichever it was assigned to, either the bridge pickup or the middle pickup. And this gives you somewhat of a notched filter sound or a cocteau sound. And it's fun with a little bit of dirt. Compare. Now, since I can now control the tone on either the middle or the bridge pickup, then there's another shade being introduced. Not that big of a shade, but still a difference nonetheless. So if I roll down the tone of the bridge pickup, you get that. And if I flip it around, roll down the tone on the middle pickup, it sounds like the frequency notch is shifted a little bit. And then if you split the bridge pickup, you get more options. So it's fun. It's like an envelope filter with the envelope just dying to open up. Okay, now let's talk about the Snakehead headstock. Nowadays, Fender is more known for the 6-in-line tuner headstock. However, this Snakehead headstock was actually introduced by Leo Fender back in 1949 when he came out with the Broadcaster, the first prototype of what we know nowadays as the Telecaster. Now, some Fenders do have the Snakehead headstock, particularly the reissues of that particular Broadcaster. And also the John 5 signature guitar has a similar setup, although he calls that a paddle headstock, not a snakehead, and that is considerably longer. Now, as for Avi, he embraced the Snakehead headstock, and like I said, this has become somewhat of a signature for Shabat guitars. The main thing that he changed from the original Leo Fender design was that the angles behind the nut are a little more relaxed, so that there is a straighter string pull. And then, for the D and G strings, these are even further relaxed with the use of this Tusk string tee. So this gives all the Shabat Snakeheads rock solid tuning. So one less thing to worry about when you are rocking out. The other benefit is probably familiar to Les Paul and reverse headstock users. With the shorter string length behind the nut, the string tension for the top 3 strings are now a lot slinkier. So I can bend and vibrato the treble strings to my heart's content. I can also do that on the 6th string too. Now, setting aside the premium woods, the premium hardware, and the excellent craftsmanship, possibly the best reason for you to consider a Shabat guitar is the fretwork, which is, it's second to none. And to test this, Avi took this exact guitar to the Plek booth at NAMM 2024 to see, if he needed to get that, fretboard milling robot for his shop. Now, the Plek machine has a set of parameters that it follows, and it is programmed to adjust every guitar put in that booth to those set of parameters. So into the booth this guitar went, and when the Plek machine measured this fretboard, it actually matched the arc of the parameters almost perfectly.
So this is the scan for our Lynx on the Plek machine.
Pretty good.
How did I do?
Damn good.
You did pretty damn good.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on? What are we looking at?
So, this is the nut, that's the saddle. Each bump is a fret. The orange line is the reality, and the green line is the target that we would be shooting for with the Plek machine.
Wow.
And we have a scan for each string: high E, B, G, D, A, and E.
Oh my god, that's great. Well done.
So
So,
you just lost 80,000 euros.
it depends. You're doing one of these a day or 5 a day?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's good
That's
work,
awesome.
man. Good
Thank
work.
you. Would you say, do we need to Plek it, or we can?
The only reason I would Plek it is if a player wanted a different kind of setup. So the way you've set up your guitar, you have even action from one side to the other, which means you would need even relief from one side of the other.
Yes, that's what we do.
But if you were to change the action to be higher on the bass, lower on the treble side, that's where you can start implementing compound relief, where the treble side would be flatter than the bass side. And that's where doing that by hand becomes really tricky.
Yeah.
But for what you're doing, why bother?
Amen. You heard it from the man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Avi doesn't need a Plek machine, and this guitar does not give any flying Pleks. It's amazing. Now, another feature of the neck is the use of the quarter sawn hard rock maple. Now, the use of quarter sawn wood for neck building is usually reserved for classical and acoustic guitar builders. And with the wood grain oriented that way, vertical, like this makes the neck really stiff and resistant to bowing. As mentioned earlier, this is the first time Avi and his team paired a Snakehead headstock with the Lynx body shape. And it certainly is a conversation piece. However, it might be taking off because after the NAMM show, they have received several orders for this particular setup. And yeah, it's just fun. And it is a very, very nice guitar to play. Okay, there you have it. That is my Snakehead Lynx HSS from Shabat Guitars. I thoroughly enjoyed playing this guitar during my performance at the Shabat Guitars NAMM booth 2024. And I am happy that I can keep playing this guitar right here in my studio. So you will see a lot more of this Snakehead Lynx. Well, that's it for now. Do all the good YouTube things. Like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think of this pairing right here. Like I asked, would you rock it? There's the end card to go watch my other Shabat Lynx video. Then grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.